Hi everyone. I just wanted to say I'm really excited to be in front of you again. There's a lot of you that I haven't had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with, and hopefully you have been reading my emails. Hopefully you have been getting a lot of value out of the information that I've been giving you. But I wanted to try and connect a little bit more with you, spend a bit of time discussing something again that's really important for me to be able to help you with. And if you have been reading my emails, you would have been starting to get an idea about what it takes from a mental point of view to make sure that you achieve the results you want to achieve, and just the ways that we can help not only ourselves but other people around us achieve what they want to. So the topic and the subject line you would have seen on this email is broken promises, and what I want to discuss to you is just how broken promises are affecting the results that you get and the outcomes that you're after. And excuse me if I'm looking down my notes, but I want to make sure that I cover everything that I know is going to help you make the most out of not only the next week and a half, but out of everything that you want to achieve for your health and fitness, but also other goals and things that you want to achieve in your life. Um, my promise to you, and a promise that I commit to myself on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, to make sure that I use my knowledge and my ability and position to add as much value as I can to people's lives. Now, that may be through being a good friend, it might be through being a good listener, it might be by providing great content, great lesson plans, helping somebody achieve a little bit more each day than they thought they could, are all ways that I promise myself that I can add value and do the things that I want to do. And my promise to you is that I am here to make sure that you're able to get the most out of you want. And if you need help in any way, not only am I here for you, but my whole entire team is here for you to make the most of this opportunity and any other opportunity that we can help you with. Now, in terms of broken promises, what I want to go through is, how many promises have you made to yourself and in the past, and with this 28-day challenge or the last 28-day challenge, that you haven't stuck to? So when you thought about doing the 28-day challenge, or when you thought about getting into your health and fitness, what promises did you make to yourself in terms of what you were going to commit to, what you were going to get out of it, how many sessions, what weight you wanted to lose, how you were going to eat, how are you going to talk about yourself, what pants did you want to fit in? All those little things, those conversations that you had in your mind in terms of what you were going to commit to and what you promised yourself you would do this time. What have you done and what haven't you done? And why? For both ways around is the question that I want you to start thinking about, because until we ask that question and recognize why we are or are not sticking to the promises that we make, you're not conscious about it, and it's just going to become this thing that you either do or don't do, but don't recognize what's behind that. And one of the things that I want to go through is, what's behind why you do or why you don't stick to those promises. And a lot of it is simple. A lot of it is just a matter of you not training yourself properly to be able to stick to promises. Now that might sound funny, but just like weight training, like cardio, your subconscious mind, is the driving force behind why you do a lot of what you do. And most of the time, you're not even aware of why you're doing it. And until you start recognizing how that can work for you or against you, it's really hard to move forward. So what I mean is, how can we train our subconscious to make sure that we end up with the results or the behaviors that we want to have? And a lot of the time, it's as simple as just doing it over and over. And repetition is the mother of all skills. And what that means is you've got to do little things on a consistent basis and complete them, follow them through, take the actions that you need to take to make sure that you get the results that you want. So it might be as simple as, I'm committing this week to going to 3 sessions. Do it. There is, make it a non-negotiable. Don't not do it. If it's, I'm going to go to 6 a.m. Monday to Friday, do it. I'm going to make sure that I eat no carbs at nighttime. I'm going to commit to my points. Whatever it is, whatever you tell yourself, you have to do it. Every time you don't do it, what you're telling your subconscious is, yeah, I wanted to do it, but I don't really plan on committing to it. I don't really think that it's that important that I'm going to follow through with it. You might not have that conversation with yourself, but that's what you're training your subconscious to think, and that's the way it's going to act for you. Every time that you want to stick to something, it's going to be lazy. It's going to be like, well, you've said that already 10 times, but you've never actually done it, so I don't think it's important, so I'm not going to make it happen for you. That might sound a bit wishy-washy for some of you, but I can guarantee you, when you do those things on a consistent basis, you'll start to see how it will work for you. It'll be there for you. It'll be the motivator. It'll be the no second thought about committing to an action, or no second thought when that alarm gets up. I'm dressed, I'm at boot camp, I'm at my PT session. When you're out at dinner and there's a choice of chocolate mousse, pavlova, or nothing, that subconscious, when it knows what it's trying to help you with, will make the no choice without a doubt in my mind. And I know that because not only have I seen it with myself, but I've seen it with hundreds of different people, and I've studied it from a behavior point of view. And I can guarantee you that if you do those little things, and do them now, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be exercise related. It can be, I promised that I'd take the kids there, or I promised that I would do that, or I had those housework tasks to do. But start training that muscle to commit to the promises that you're making and to take action towards it, and stop settling for, not doing it. And if you keep telling yourself, it's okay that I didn't do it today, or it's okay that I didn't get to boot camp today, I'll get there tomorrow, or it's okay that I ate crap tonight, I'll burn it off tomorrow, or it's my treat day today, or I've had a bad week of food, I'll just keep going the weekend and start again on Monday. Start stopping yourself at that point and stop being okay with it, and start saying, well, you know what, I got to kick my own butt and realize that, hang on, it's not okay. It's more important for me to stick to what I want to stick to. It's too painful for me not to stick to what I want to stick to, that I'm going to do something about it. And start connecting more pleasure or more pain to what you're doing. If the pleasure is being in a size 8, looking hot in your bikini, being able to run a marathon, being able to do something, connect enough pleasure with that it motivates you to do it. It's not just something that you think's nice and maybe I'll do it, maybe I don't, but connect enough pleasure with it. Or, as we are as human beings, often we're driven more by pain. Make it painful enough not to commit to it. So if you give up, if you give yourself second best, if you turn up to training and you know you could have done more, one more shuttle run, one more push-up, one more burpee, and you didn't, all right, make it painful enough for you that next time you're not going to settle for that. And if you don't take that next step forward, it's going to disturb you enough to make sure that next time you take 2 steps forward, and be motivated by that, but make sure you connect either enough pain or enough pleasure that it's going to force you to take action. All right, rather than it being okay and maybe I'll do it, or it sounds nice, maybe it'll be cool. More pleasure, more pain, more action. Make it happen. All right. What you want to also try and do is remove the limits that you put on yourself. So often what I'll find is somebody will get to a certain fitness level, or they'll be able to do a certain amount of something, or a certain weight, or they'll be able to commit to a certain number of sessions during the week, or they've been good with their food for 2 or 3 weeks, but then suddenly self-sabotage, or they never get past that point, or they plateau out, or whatever it is. But it's these limits that we set on ourselves. And to be honest with you, until you recognize that the only person that can set a limit on you is you, it's really hard to break through that. No matter what's around you, no matter what your genetics, no matter what you think you can or can't do, the only person that can set those limits on yourself is you. So start setting limits above what you believe you can do. Start setting new limits. Even if you don't get there, I guarantee you the successes that you'll have working to a higher limit, or a limit that you didn't think you could achieve, will be massive. And when you do achieve things at a different level, or at a different limit that you set for yourself, you'll start to realize, well, hang on, I can do this. And that's so self-empowering, and the motivation and the confidence and everything that you'll gain from ticking those things off, is going to impact on your entire life, not only with the results that you're going to get from your exercise and your food, but also just from the knowledge that you can set a limit for yourself that you did not think was possible now, and now it is. Now you've done it, and it wasn't even that hard. You just kept taking a step forward each time to get closer and closer to it. Suddenly you're there, you know, now look at you. Now you're a machine. Now you're running. Now you're doing, 1,000,000 burpees. And if you look at some of the testimonials on our website, if you talk to any of our members who have been with us for a long time and have been through that self-empowering process, for me, they're almost second trainers. They're so motivated themselves. They're helping other people. They're encouraging. They have a passion and a buzz about what they're doing and about life, and it impacts on everything that they do. And the energy is amazing watching the transformation from these people, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. So I really want to instill that in you, to set new limits. Don't accept limits that have been put on you or that you've put on yourself in the past, and break through these things. And it can be small, it doesn't have to be big, but rather than settling for where you are, expect more of yourself and push yourself to do a little bit more, because why not? As far as I'm concerned, if you're not growing, you're dying. And if you're not trying to do new things, and you're not trying to achieve new things, then what are you doing? Are you settling? And is that good enough for you, is the question I would ask. The last thing I want to say is just promise yourself on a daily basis to be the best version of yourself you can be. And in some of my other videos and emails, I've explained this a little bit, but everybody has an ideal version of themselves. You picture it, you have that conversation in your head, if only I could do that, if only I was that person, or you see an image of somebody you want to look like, or you watch somebody in boot camp being able to get through something, you wish you could do it that well. Whatever it is, be that person. What would that person do in the same scenario you're in? What choices would they make? What food options would they take? What days would they exercise? When would they find extra time? Everything that I've asked you to do over the last few weeks in terms of writing down your goals, in terms of writing down some of your fears and how you can break through those things. How many of those things have you done? How many of those steps have you taken to ensure that you will have the success that you want, and that you will end up at the best version of yourself? And if you're not doing those things, stop now. Create enough pleasure and pain towards taking action to do something about that. Don't rest on your laurels. Don't accept the stories that you tell yourself, or the excuses, the justifications. Don't blame anybody else. It's up to you to be that best version of yourself. And it might not be something that you can achieve right now. The best version of me is not me yet, but I am being the best version of myself on a day-to-day basis, working towards what my ideal is. And often my ideal changes all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that, because as I get better at certain things, I want more, or as I recognize more traits of myself, I want to work on more things, or I want to learn more things about myself and ways that I can handle certain situations. So it's all a part of the process, and it's fun. Enjoy it, rather than whinging about not being that person or not being able to do stuff. Start enjoying the fact that you can do what you want, you can create things the way you want to, and you can be the best version of yourself whenever you want. There's nothing stopping you from doing it right now. You are the only person stopping you from doing anything right now. Regardless of what you think your situation is, I guarantee there's something that you can do to improve it, or to be a better version of the person in that situation. So hopefully this hasn't been too wishy-washy for some of you. Hopefully you've gotten a lot of value out of it. I just want to connect with you guys on a one-on-one basis, because I haven't had the opportunity to talk to you all on an individual basis, and hopefully we've been able to connect a little bit more. If you ever want to have a discussion about where you're at, if you ever feel like you're stuck, if you ever want some advice, some guidance about your nutrition, whatever it is, I'm here for you. My team's here for you. And it doesn't need to be something you do on your own. And there's lots of other people here in the same boat. And we call it our higher level family, because that's how we want to know and interact with you. We want to be able to help you with things outside of here that have maybe been limiting the amount of effort or energy you've been able to put into your training. We want to make sure that you're committing to time for yourself, because you are important, and because feeling good about yourself is important. So please feel free to email me. Please feel free to give me a call.